What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Brother Lee from the San Francisco Bay Area sent me this article, and I want to give him a shout out for that. It consists of Dr. Dre and Xzibit, who had some fun, on Instagram. Both of the rappers are, what you would consider West Coast prodigies, even though Xzibit is originally from Detroit, but he's more or less known as being a West Coast rapper. Dr. Dre needs no introduction. And the two of them, are chilling, and, Xzibit makes a joke that says, "Man, we over here healing and moving forward. N.W.D, Negroes with Divorces." So if you guys remember, Dr. Dre was a part of N.W.A, which was Negroes with Attitudes, all right? And both of them have been divorced in, around the same time. Xzibit was married to Krista Joiner, okay? And then you all know about Nicole Young. And, they're making some fun of it, They got a t-shirt, you see it here, straight Outta Marriage, and they're having some fun with it, right? But, even in jokes, there's a lot of truth. And I noticed that in the manosphere communities, both black and white, a big portion of men that support our communities here are black men who are either divorced, or on child support, or both. And it's kind of hard to make content for guys that are in this category because I'm a man, I've never been married. I don't have any biological children. So it's hard for me to relate to, marrying a woman and dedicating your life to a woman and having children with a woman and, passing up on different opportunities to build for a family, only for your wife to divorce you and then take half your stuff and then go and get with a guy who can't do nothing for you. I don't know how that feels as far as being married to somebody. But what I can say for you black men that have gone through that, I want to try to sympathize because I can't empathize. I don't understand, right? And I think that what I'm seeing from these two men, and again, this happens if you're successful. Dr. Dre's a billionaire. Xzibit, he's somewhat successful. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter what school you went to. You see Bill Gates getting divorced. Jeff Bezos got divorced. And I just want to tell men that as long as you have your health and you have your strength, you can overcome this. And that's the whole point. You can overcome it. And also having people that can empathize with you and even sympathize with some of the things going your way, going on in your life. And I think that this is, the good thing about this collaboration with Dr. Dre and Xzibit is these guys are keeping their spirits up. And a lot of times as black men, no matter how successful we are, that's a downfall. When you get so successful, you don't have anybody to talk to. People think that you're invincible. And to just be able to have somebody to talk to about what's going on in your life. And this is what I'm telling you about, about the black manosphere and what men need. Men need outlets to just have conversations about how they feel. Women have it. It's definitely okay for them to do it. But for black men, I think that we need it too. Because we're not used to having anything like that. And this is why I tell all you black men, a lot of times you guys need friends. Some of y'all don't trust brothers and you don't want them in your life. And I can understand all of that. But you know what? If I had a divorce and I was going through with my wife, wouldn't it be nice to know that there is somebody out there that says, you know what, O'Shea? I know right now you're going through a tough time. But brother, you can get through this. Don't even worry about it. You just keep yourself together. You're going to be able to overcome this. I would love that if I was going through it. And I just want guys to keep a positive attitude. Because some guys, they can get suicidal and whatnot. And, want to retaliate or, want to end their life and things. And there are cases of that happening. But remember why you're here. And that's for any black man going through a tough time. If it's a breakup, if it's a divorce, remember why you're here and remember the people that do care about you. Think about them and think about what all you have left to offer life. All right. Relationships hurt. I know that. Marriages have to hurt. Not being able to see your kids has to hurt. Losing that money in the house that you've been working on for all this, it has to hurt. I understand it. But just like you got that one, you can get another one. There's opportunities for you every day to get another one. They're not going to stop printing money. They're not going to stop making cryptocurrencies. And the one thing for sure is they're not going to stop making women. All right? There's a lot of women out there. And maybe you're going through this situation. And in the next situation that you go through, you learn, right? You be ready to be more understanding of who you are as a man, what your needs are. A lot of times black men get into marriages and relationships and don't really understand what their needs are, what they need. You're trying to meet the needs of others. But what is it that you need? What is it that you need as a man? What are you willing to take and accept from a woman? Some black men need the time to heal. And I want to talk about healing. Some guys go from one marriage straight to the next or one relationship straight to the next. Oh, because you don't want to feel alone. You don't want to be by yourself. Man, that might be a great thing for you guys. Being by yourself. Sometimes it's not necessary for you to date. You don't need to be all up in the woman's face, trying to holler and trying to impress a woman all the time. It's not always necessary. In fact, just like women need to know themselves, so do men. You need to know the next time that you decide that you want to have any kind of relationship, here's from the gate. Here's what I want to, here's what I'm willing to accept. Here's what I'm not going to accept. From the jump. Get those things set up from the beginning. A lot of times guys end up in problematic relationships that end on a bad term because those foundations and those rules were not set up front. A lot of us give a lot away to people that don't deserve it. You got to hold people accountable for what they do. And everything is a learning experience. Everything you go through is a learning experience. That's the thing I like about life. You never learn it all. You're always learning. And for those brothers out there who are divorced, you're going through a child support situation, just know that as terrible as it might be, there are other men who have got through that. There are other people who have gotten through that. There are other people who have been able to beat that and get more out of life. There are people who thought that their wife was the only woman in the world for them and they forgot there was 7 billion people and 4 billion of them was women. All right? You got to be the right man for yourself. What about how you feel? I tell black men all the time, it's not about how they feel. What about how you feel? Okay? Then when you know how you feel, you know what you want out of life, you know what you want out of a woman, then those things are going to be able for you to easily obtain in the future. But if you don't know what you want, you don't know where you're going with your life, it's going to be very difficult for you to maintain any kind of relationship with a woman. All right? So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Drunk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the before remains the all-time high. I'm out.